This is a very, very good point. And frankly, we've just had in the summer International Business Council meeting of the World Economic Forum, we just had a discussion on that. One of the issues is that people are doing it, but there's not really a standard. And then some folks are picking it up. And I've seen stuff being published that is so far from the reality, which is a real issue. So one of the things that I think we need as a debate is, could we not come to a more of a standard on what should be published from an organization, and then have that also have, it's almost like an audit from an outside, you know, and I don't think we need to have a full-fledged audit for everyone, you know, but at least have some probes being taken there, and that would tremendously help. And I think the companies that are more transparent also on whatever, I mean, their sustainability balances get an advantage. And I think you are seeing those ones that are not in the game yet coming, but I think it would be good if we could standardize now so that they would also have a blueprint almost which they have to shoot at. One of the problems is the fragmentation in the NGO world, and if you have hundreds of thousands of NGOs, if you listen, you know, everybody's telling you something else, but there's not one institution that basically is out there saying, hey, we all got together in a room, we think this is the right way to do it. I'm painfully seeing that when we talk about the sustainability of aluminum, which is fantastic. 75% of aluminum that was ever produced on this planet is still in use. Some folks are basically only looking at the production, the one-time production, and then they talk about CO2 footprint. They don't look at cradle to cradle. We're painfully looking into a stronger education as well as a stronger standardization on this.
I think that the bedrock of trust is obviously higher transparency and excessive communication. And those that don't, and those that are in private kind of situations, are not going to have the same kind of voice that those that do. You wanted an example from a credit rating standpoint. Let me give you municipal securities. Standard & Poor's rates 17,500 U.S. municipals every year. Of those that are rated, 2.5 every year default. That's it. Only 2.5 out of all of those rated default. Of those that are non-rated, we see 1,400 defaults a year. Again, for those that don't want to be a part of a broader system and be more transparent and to be able to put out there what they're doing and trying to achieve, I think there's a real problem. So I think, again, higher transparency and excessive communication is the answer.
The millennial workforce is really demanding much higher levels of transparency. We have about 100,000 employees, the majority of them under the age of 35. And the demand comes first and foremost from our employees about what we're doing, how we're making money, and how we're being socially responsible in their communities around the world. And so I think that for us at least, a real significant source of the advantage and the reason we do this is because we want to tell the story to our employees. We have a very good story, and we want to be able to tell the story.